At Pelham High School, head football coach Tom Causey knows molding young men is important work.
This is a calling, and we honestly have an opportunity to be one of the greatest youth pastors in the country.
So when he brought the idea to his players of writing letters to their teachers, it struck him as a teaching moment.
I want our teachers to know that they're a huge part of the DNA of who these kids are becoming.
Every week of each home game, each player chooses a teacher that's made a difference in their life and hand writes a letter. That player then delivers that letter the day before the game. Griffin Knight is a senior this year.
Dear Miss Busby, thank you for changing my life in high school and also shaping me to be the person I am today.
This day, he chose his junior AP language teacher, Mrs. Busby, because he says she pushed him to be better.
First day I walked into her class and I was overwhelmed with how she made English fun. I've always had trouble enjoying English class until you taught me.
And on this day, he told her himself. We were there the moment he gave her his letter and his jersey, a moment any teacher could appreciate. We asked her to read part of the letter to us.
Your teaching taught me about perseverance and the drive to become more than just a better writer.
The words, penetrating and powerful.
You've been a blessing to have as a teacher and a mentor.
It taught me about more than just English.
Her response, just as indelible.
It's just really sweet. Griffin is a good student and he was in such a good class, but sometimes as teachers we don't hear that we make a difference.
The letter proves otherwise. The jersey, just an added touch.
The teachers that get that jersey are supposed to wear it on game day. This was Mrs. Busby's first letter and first jersey, and she said she just couldn't wait.
A handwritten note, a simple gesture really, done as a reminder for those teachers who help mold life's winners. In Pelham, Wendell Edwards, ABC 3340 News. Birmingham Prep football team, champions for a second straight year. This group of young football players is led by this husband and wife team, Tim and Carrie Sanders, a couple with a ministry born out of a deep personal loss.
It's one that Carrie lost a son 8 years ago. It was a football player that was in a tragic accident.
16-year-old Michael died in an accident on Smith Lake in 2010. He was number 50 on the field. He loved football as much as life, and his mother wanted that love and his spirit to live on.
In his funeral, even his service, it was about kids having a second chance. Don't throw your life away.
Here we go.
They began to honor her son when Tim became head coach of Birmingham Prep in 2017, an amateur team.
There you go.
They changed the name and colors of the team and the mascot too. It's now a cardinal, a bird that symbolizes hope and rejuvenation in memory of Michael.
That's my biggest prayer, is that we always keep in heart the part of this that we came from.
You can set the tone by coming off today.
All 39 players on this team have graduated from high school, but didn't make it to the next level.
It can come from trips, and it can come from a sniffer.
So they pay to play now for a chance to improve their skills and earn a college scholarship.
What we do is we go and remarket our kids to the college coaches.
Proverbs 23:7 says,
Playing on this team comes with stipulations. Players participate in small group Bible study during the week, and they must go to church or they don't play in the game on Sunday afternoons. The players get it.
It changed my life a lot because I had no opportunities when I was coming out of high school.
Time's a wasting.
We're planting seeds. We hope that's what we're doing. And where God takes them from here, don't know, but at least they have the opportunity.
Using faith and football to set a firm foundation for a second chance. In Birmingham, Wendell Edwards, ABC 3340 News. To really understand and appreciate this 16-foot wooden wonder.
16 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
But that does not include the 4 feet underground.
You have to see through the eyes of the 16-year-old girl who envisioned it first.
Because sometimes I forget about that I built the tower, and then I'll just come to school and be like, wait a minute.
Emily Ann Smith is a junior at Montebello High School. She's on the dance line there, part of the auxiliary of the high school band. It was on the band practice field in her freshman year that she saw this, the old band tower.
The tower it was a bit sketchy. Like, all the wood was rotten.
That same year, she says the then band director fell through it.
But you were
It
there.
was scary, yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, no, I couldn't. Like, and it wasn't built up to code. We just needed a new one to make it a whole lot safer.
And it just so happened, Emily Ann needed a service project for a Girl Scout Gold Award.
Peter, put your feet together.
She took her idea of a new band tower to band director Lindsay Underwood, who was ecstatic.
Wow, like a student coming up with this idea that would serve the entire band. I mean, that's just the definition of leadership.
Leadership that led Emily Ann to devise a plan, hire the contractors, buy the materials, create a timeline, even sketch the blueprints.
Emily Ann tells me she had to raise $3,000 for this project, most of those donations coming from right here in the community of Montebello.
But the hardest part, she says, was overcoming obstacles. In fact, the first version of the tower didn't quite work.
The cement, the two standing poles kind of shifted over a little bit, so we had to take the whole thing down and redo it.
The whole process took about 3 months. She even created this Facebook page, the new Troubadour Band Tower, to chronicle the construction. Now, the tower is a finished product. The band director proudly stands on a tower that's a whole lot taller and sturdier.
I'm so nervous, oh my gosh.
But at its dedication and ribbon cutting ceremony, surrounded by friends, family, and community, it was Emily Ann who stood out the most.
I'm so happy that we have something like new to see, because it's kind of a sight for sore eyes from the old one, because it's on Main Street. Everybody gets to see it.
All right!
A band tower that will stand tall for a long time. In Montebello, Wendell Edwards, ABC 3340 News.
A little hard work is almost always rewarding when you're doing it in a place you love. Which is why James Carter, a retired construction worker, still likes to get his hands dirty. It's this house, this street, these neighbors who keep coming back, even after surviving 4 devastating storms.
I can't.
But talking about April 8th, 1998, the storm that took his home and nearly his life, is still painful for James Carter. Our chief photographer, Bill Castle, first found James that day in 1998, just hours after he lost it all.
And I quickly running back to him, and that's when the lights went out, and a lot of debris started hitting the house. And when it started hitting the house, that's when I know the roof was coming on me. Most of the roof in the front part of the house was torn off. And I can remember some of the things. The house next door was damaged, and one across the street just demolished, and one lady was in the house and we didn't know it. We finally got her house, and everybody in the debris was all upside the road. We couldn't tell nothing.
Today, his house is whole again.
He kept me. I mean, way back, teenagers, he kept me. And I'm on my knees every morning 3 or 4 times.
But he says it's those same memories that evoke a heart of gratitude.
Oh, Lord, how blessed. I can't tell you how blessed I am. You just can't do it. It was the grace of God that kept us here.
Even today, the question still, why?
It was a frightening thing after I realized what had happened. And I was just thankful. All the while I was doing it and the help I had, it was frightening how powerful, how I was left out of so many people was destroyed. It was you can't destroy no. It took me a long time, I mean many years to get over that. Wonder why God left me.
With a faith as solid as concrete.